Zegs, as I imagine they're going to ban that away themselves, but they do contest that J4, and that's what gets me excited as to where do they go here now. Will it be as simple as Pippa just locking that in topside, or will they still flex things out? It doesn't seem as likely in the jungle, obviously, because you've got the Kha'Zix. Galio still could be up in the air as to where they go, but this is what Divine did in game number 1. They had lots of flexibility, and they're sort of saying that, Divine, you need to reveal your hand because we have the pivoting power.
Yeah, this is really interesting. We said they would go for something a little bit more 5v5 oriented, and I think with the Jarvan and Galio both being flexes, it does show their hand, right? It shows they're gonna 5-5, especially since Jarvan can no longer go into the jungle like you mentioned. So I think it's very likely it's gonna be a Tipper champion this time around. We'll have to see how that plays out against Darius. I think it's fine. Nice. You can poke him from a distance, and this is gonna be, yeah, a really nice start. You guys all just jump in. The 5v5 that we talked about, Kai'Sa will fly in after you, Lulu will buff everybody, and that's a very effective team comp. But Divine, what they have is pretty scary as well, Skimmy.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, they've definitely got like a lot of pick potential. You're looking at straight away the explosive cast and the charm, the route afterwards, and it just makes it very easy then for those two bruises to get in. And I think that's, one of the credits that we have to give to Divine in that last game, right? The fact that they had such a strong engage and very easy rotational power to say that, sure, whilst Pippa was split pushing against the Fiora, the rest of his team really couldn't draw enough gravity towards their situation to say, stay with us, take our fight because we're going to make this trade elsewhere. So this game, similarities, of course, they've got a lot of hard initiation, going to be very easy for them to force their fight and say, we welcome you, EVOS. I mean, EVOS definitely have engaged, they have disengaged. It's going to be up to them to utilize those tools to the best of their ability.
Yeah, I do have to say though, Divine Esports, they are looking pretty scary indeed. I mean, I finally see what you guys have been hyping up ever since the play-ins, and Omo, your prediction might have come as a surprise to you, but it looks like you're on the right track. Right now, I feel like EVOS Esports, they still need, possibly more matches, more series to warm up, but we could be proven wrong. This could be their game. It is, after all, raining 1-1s today, and it seems like everybody is determined, the whole of Group B is determined that everybody gets a point. At least nearly everybody. I'm so sorry to bring that up again. But yes, we are gonna head into our second game for Divine Esports and EVOS Esports. Casters, over to you guys.
And thank you very much, Miga, for that. We're down here for the second game of EVOS Esports versus Divine Esports and Riku. We're here for EVOS Esports. G4 Galio back at the SSC mid laner that changed everything for EVOS.
Yeah, I cannot forget about G-Force. Galio is able to set the tone, is able to, again, back when they faced against one team, his performance was just phenomenal. Was able to initiate the very last clash that won them the game. And now here we are here in the fall season in the C Championships. Get to see him again. And of course, I was when I saw him land, or rather secure the Galio, I think the second thought that was in my head was, okay, G4 doesn't want to die anymore. I'm going to play a tank.
Yeah, and he is going to be built like a tank. He built up onto the first item to build that HP, which I presume is going to be building onto the Rod of Ages for that scaling potential when it comes to the magic damage or AP damage coming from EVOS Esports mid lane. Be utilized very, very well. But looking at this state, EVOS Esports went for 3-man roam topside, steals down, jungle invade onto Divine Esports, and I think they're going for a statement here. They want to be very aggressive, and it looks like it for now. But Len just went in for the parallel trade here. They also went for the jungle invade on red side, on red buff for EVOS Esports.
Yeah, I believe it's the dynamic of having to get that lane swap in. Because there's no dual laner at the bottom portion of the map, Len can basically free reign at bottom side. And this lane swap is very important for Cat Satan and Rich because they're going up against a very scary dual laner on Divine. You got Koi on the Gragas, big heavy engage, potential dive like what we're seeing right now, and big pokes. It's usually this Kai'Sa always having a hard time with Xayah versus Varus matchups, and that's the reason why we get to see this lane swap.
Yeah, definitely that could give them a huge lead, but here into the mid lane, that's going to be Ignite, burn down into Coyote, and here in bot side, it's all gone for good, but EVOS Esports still going to be alive, no kills as of yet. 3-man roam for Divine Esports, not going to be able to get that kill, but just early pressure into the bot lane.
They're wanting to get at least that potential dive against Pipper now that he has no flash. Divine Esports can basically try again and make that second visit. They are rushing this first blood tower right now. Look at Len. He's going to assist this one. We'll see who goes first, though.
Yeah, it's a vertical trade. Divine Esports going for bot lane, while EVOS Esports goes for top lane. Who's gonna get the tower first blood is now the question here, but X, Coyote now going on top side. They're going in for the defense, but EVOS Esports takes 2 third plates on top side.
Yeah, and this is the second wave coming in already. Thipper trying his best to just clear the wave here. He might be open for a dive.
Oh, the flag and drag is gonna be massive. Hero's entrance comes down. Not gonna be able to go for the knockup, but just good enough to clear out the wave into the bot lane, hindering Divine Esports to go for the push.
Yeah, and it's all back to the top laners being solo, and now it is that big rush of who gets to get first blood tower. Range-wise, of course, Hope 1 is much better versus that big Apprehend. So on paper, Divine should get this one first.
Ooh, lockdown coming for the Cataclysm. Tipper forcing out the flash because the third damage is just so much. And now Hope 1, very low in HP. Chain of Corruption now going to be forced down by Hope 1 because if they do not, that might be a kill for EVOS Esports. But here in top lane, Valdos trying to get that kill. X forces out the flash. Valdos flashes in as well. First blood for EVOS Esports, with Valdos getting the kill.
I love how there's this big mini game of top laners surviving because whoever dies first will lose that big tower. So we get to see, I believe EVOS is able to get that first blood tower on their favor, as again X was pretty much low.
Yeah, it gives them that positive, even though if Divine Esports got that trade. Now Coyote comes into the fray on top lane, but too quick, too efficient for EVOS Esports to go back away. They don't want to fight. They already got what they came for.
Yeah, that big rush. Now Rift Herald is so important because you get 2 towers open immediately after securing this. But look at Divine, already first dibs on this area. EVOS knows what's up. They're going to move towards Air Drake instead, which will assist heavily on the roams. We get to see Tipper, as well as Valdes, as well. Okay.
Oh, 3v1. Divine Esports just gonna pin down Tipper, forcing out the flash, explosive cast to follow up. Proto Bell puts him at 1 HP. Flag and drag goes for the knock-up. Tipper's still gonna be live. Oh my! What? Kue is trying to run up, trying to catch up. Tipper is running away. He lives. He lives.
No way that just happened. There were 3 people collapsing. X was ready to meet him inside his tower and say hello to kill him, but it didn't work. The flag and drag just basically passed through everybody else, and their range, unfortunately they have no range. There's 3 melees over there attempting at his life, so we just saw the great escape coming from Tipper.
Yeah, I mean, Gragas did not have the explosive cast, already used up the barrels, so pretty much no range at all coming down for Divine Esports on top lane. And that was just a miracle play from Tipper running away. But here into the bot lane, it's a different story. That's the charm. Onto Galio. 2-man taunt, knock up to follow up. G4 is using up all his utilities, and now he's going to be burned down. Divine Esports takes the kill onto the mid lane. EVOS Esports going to lose G4.
Yeah, he became the sacrificial lamb to make sure that everybody else, his teammates, are ready to escape. Take note, Tipper doesn't have flash.
Protobelt, Apprehend on Tipper, locks down with a Cataclysm on Len and X, but Divine Esports is going all in here into the mid lane rather, as EVOS Esports needs to contest. Chain of Corruption locks down onto Ridge, but Rift Herald, good utilization onto that one charge, will not be able to get that third down, so this is gonna be so difficult for Divine Esports. Oh, massive. Hero Zentron zones away the enemy team. But even then, Divine Esports takes that turn and gets a kill with arrow from Hope 1.
That fadeaway arrow from Hope 1, he just wanted to retreat. Might as well take one before I die, or rather, before I go back to base, and that's exactly what happened. And that's the thing, right? Whenever we see a Varus in the opposite side, the Jarvan 4 is usually that big answer to be able to bridge the gap. Because of Hope 1's incredible range, you need Tipper to deliver G4 into the backline. But that means if you kill Tipper, what are your options? I don't think Valdes is going to gain access unless you set up this flank, unless you have a sneaky entryway. But it's so difficult with Quay around because of that big explosive cask who's just ready to punish you. So Tipper, very critical in this composition to counter Hope 1 every single time he's going to be in the backline poking.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you mentioned about Valdos because Valdos needs that isolation target. The problem is Divine Esports is just stacking on top of each other. They're not going away, so Valdos is not going to have that easy time. But here, Hope 1 forcing out the stasis and Chef because he is the lone wolf as EVOS Esports. As soon as they said it, they look for a kill on solo.
I think you just cursed them. Infinity, that's exactly
Caster's
what
curse.
happened. Is that Caster's curse. And now that's Hope 1 gone. EVOS can initiate.
Yeah, they do. G4 goes in for the 3-man taunt, and that's the Cataclysm to lock down onto 1. The kill will be secured by Divine Esports onto G4, the trade that they want, and they're going back away. And EVOS Esports trying to run. Tanex is here with the flash, goes in, massive amounts of damage, and that will be another kill for Divine Esports, but there goes Valdos, jumps through, but at the end of the day, Divine Esports got the triple kill for Len, gets the trade 1 for 4.
Yeah, Len is killing it today in this series against EVOS right now. We were talking about this player when he made his debut in the play-ins and how he just really stood out as a player. He's able to, again, single-handedly win games for Divine Esports, especially when it comes to the early game. And he's doing it again. No Lee Sin, no problem. He's here on the Sin Zhao. He's able to get that triple kill on the board. And of course, Coyote as well with that big charms is able to make things count. Infernal Drake now up for grabs. Divine has yet to still get a dragon for themselves. They do have that big lead when it comes to the gold. We'll see how they'll be able to initiate this time around.
Yeah, everyone is here. Everyone is waiting for the opportunity onto the Infernal Dragon because very high of a priority, high value as well when it comes to giving up buff. Up to 6% damage increase when it comes to scaling, so much to happen, so they're not giving this for free. EVOS Esports is prepared to fight this while Divine Esports is continuing onto the dominance onto the Dragon's Pit.
Exactly. They have been zoning EVOS Esports away. Look at Tanex, their position here. Tipper?
Whoa! Dragon Drag with flash in, but Cataclysm actually locks down, and the hero's entrance. 3-man knockup, and EVOS Esports goes for the engage. Look at Home 1. Gonna get burned down with the ignite. But 1 for 2, that will be Divine Esports, still having the dominance onto the Infernal Dragon. That will be secured by Len, and Divine gets their first dragon in this game.
Valdez had rather G4 Tipper. That is exactly what we were looking for. They need Tipper to dive into the backline. G4 delivers with that big knock-up with the hero's entrance. The biggest problem is we're still 10 minutes into the game. Cat Satan isn't still online just yet. There's two options. Either Cat Satan has won his lane, but again, the lane swap happened. They didn't exactly get to capitalize on Tanex being solo. They were happy with that big push at top instead with the first blood tower. Looking at the fight once more, gotta love the HP management and as well as the cooldown management coming from Divine. Once everything is out, they just go back away. Simple as that. Then go back in when everything is back up. Now Divine, look at them. 3k gold lead. Infernal Drake with that big damage. We get to see Coyote as well with the Rabadon's death cap. Really nice spike. Hope 1 with the Cyrildas already completed, meaning the slows are going to be there, the utility's going to be there, meaning more Chain of Corruptions, more charms are going to land, and more apprehends are going to be easier to land.
And it's also a good alternative onto the Yuma's Blade or even the Mortal Reminder because it also gives you penetration coming from Valdez's arrows. So I think Divine Esports is the good path here. They have the slow, they have the charm, they have Que with the Gragas, with explosive cast, and also the barrel. So pretty much every single CC is now going to be utilized by Divine Esports. While looking at Kaisa though, he needs one more item to have that power spike in this game, and we need to wait for that. And I think EVOS Esports is supposedly going to play this very patiently, especially considering the Divine Esports now 4k gold lead in this game.
And they're starting another fight here.
Yeah, 2-man taunt actually good to go back for G4, but Coyote is going for a very aggressive playstyle. Uses up the Spirit Rush to go in. Not going to be able to get that kill, but they're starting onto the Baron.
Coyote's so low though, so this could be very scary. I think it's a good call that they decided to back away. Made a little bit of an attempt there.
Just a bit.
Can't exactly go full in just because every ult is available on EVOS Esports and only one summoner spell consumed there, baited out. So I like the call coming from Divine. Still, this is not yet over because Divine has that late game insurance, has Cat Satan. We know how he's able to step up
Chanex into the fray, into the front lines, forces out the flash onto Valdo's Wild Growth as well to give extra sustainability. But look at Chanex, resets 2, gets that guillotine down, triple kill for Divine Esports, and they're now dominating in the pitch, and double kill for Hope 1. That will be the 4 kills. EVOS Esports will get none out of that.
They had no vision in that jungle. They thought that they would have gotten one person and then get out, maybe go to the Baron after, but everyone was there. EVOS was not prepared for that. Now everyone's dead. Now Divine gets Baron.
Yeah, they had the Twin Shadows, only got to see Tan-X, but they do not know that there was 3 members onto the backside of Tan-X, which just went sideways for EVOS Esports. And now Divine Esports, with that 4 kills, are now able to secure the Baron buff.
Yeah, this is looking to be that big victory coming from Divine. Let's take a look at that again. Valdez having the Wild Growth, having to be on the backside. He was pretty much low already. Len just came from the flank and just basically destroyed the backline of EVOS Esports there and then. And that basically messed up their positioning, messed up their attempt to eliminate someone right away coming from Divine. And basically, now Divine has to siege. EVOS Esports has no space to work with on the next objective and are forced to just defend. They've got Winds of War for the wave clear. Cat Satan, a little bit 50-50 because Cat Satan has to go near for the Arcadian Rain, which is going to be a little bit risky. So it is just definitely G4 for the wave clear.
Especially with a lot of CC from Divine Esports, right? They have Lamb with a knockoff, but look, here at Jarvan 4, Cataclysm onto 2. That's gonna hero Zankers to follow up. And Divine Esports, the taunt! 4-man, no follow-up though for EVOS Esports. And now, Katsaden into the backside, Killer's Instinct gets 1, but not 2, as he is now gonna get pinned down. Gets the double! What was that? But now Valdo's the only one left for EVOS Esports. Can he defend 3 members from Divine with the Baron buff, with the Baron empowered minions? And he can't. He jumps in, tries to clear down, and Divine Esports has all the free real estate to finish this game. They take 2nd game of the series.
And Divine, what a huge statement here. They're able to get 3 points